Gantries are going to be waking up on the 3rd of December, and it's time to put the system to the test. At Eyewitness News, there's going to be a big focus on etolling this week. We're going to be looking at a couple of key issues. Most importantly, is the system going to work?
A sound that may not be familiar to the majority of Gauteng motorists.
That's according to Auto, who claims only a few motorists are paying their e-toll bills, leaving Sanral with debt running into the billions of rands.
This is being forced down our throats.
I have never paid and I will not pay.
I think maybe something must take some time to mature, and what's happening at the moment is that it is very interesting to see people that was 100% opposed to e-tolling is now saying, but let's just pause a little bit. We fight e-toll, but we also now need to start getting into a solution mode, because not paying e-toll doesn't resolve the issue what the whole GFIP was about, and that was to create sufficient infrastructure for the province to grow. Economic growth, job creation, all those things that goes along with it. So as a result of the current status of the project, the new freeways, the 150 kilometers of planned new freeways, is not even on the map at this stage, whereas it was planned that some of these freeways must be developed or under development already at this stage. So the reality is kicking in, because not paying e-toll doesn't find a solution to address the need for infrastructure and to build the infrastructure that is required in Gauteng. So I think that reality, as the congestion is building up on the roads already, and as we see it year on year increasing, a lot of people now say, but maybe it's time not to just say, but we don't want to pay e-toll, but then if we don't want to pay e-toll, what is the solution, and how do we find a solution to fund roads in the province?
What I would recommend is that we scrap the toll system but use the infrastructure for speed control and management. For example, if we look at the N3 coming from Pretoria to Johannesburg, on the gantries we would have speed variable control. Now that would mean putting up cameras, and what this shows is that if you actually have lane control where the traffic in those lanes, in other words, imagine you've got a funnel and you're pouring liquid from a funnel to a bottle. If you pour it too quickly, it's just going to back up, and that's what's happening at the interchanges. So you have to control your flow of traffic to that bottle, the bottle being the junction. Now the only way to do that is to do that 20 or 30 kilometers back by having the gantries with telling the driver to reduce the speed from 120 kilometers now to 90 on the lanes. This will slow the traffic entering the bottle, the junction, and it will give better flow through the junction. Now this would have been a lot cheaper than doing what they've done with the e-toll roads. Traffic management would have been a lot better. It's been done in London, it's been there for 30, 40 years, and it does work.
If you look at any road funding option in the world, and this is not only in South Africa, there's always pushback. And whether it's with a fuel levy or whether it's with tolling, you expect that. And you know, we've been doing tolling in South Africa since the mid-1980s. Every time you need to go through a toll declaration process. So you understand that, you know, people don't like to pay for anything, and that's just human nature. So we've expected that, but we obviously didn't expect it to be at the level that we've experienced on the GFIP.
Like many drivers, they've made these observations themselves, but I don't think enough homework was done at the front end to what traffic management can be done on cheaper levels than a toll road. Toll road is really a fund machine collecting money for a lot of people who actually are not drivers of cars on the roads every day. So what I was suggesting is that this scheme should have been put into place even before a lot of the improvements were done. But the main thing we should have looked at was the interchanges, and you cannot build an interchange in 2 or 3 years before a World Cup and think everything's going to be rosy afterwards. And the whole costing structure of this could have been saved by traffic management in the first place. Our drivers, they could be monitored on these roads by comparing their speeds from camera post to camera post. If it says you've got to do 80 kilometers an hour for this next length of 10 kilometers, if you exceed those speeds, then you can be prosecuted by the cameras on the monitors.